What is going on, everyone? Welcome back, Matt. How you doing?
I'm good, Josh. It's been a couple weeks. How you been?
I have been busy.
Yes.
It's been crazy busy,
Uh,
actually.
you've been traveling the United States. That's what I can tell from your Instagram.
It certainly felt like it. We went through really only one state, but in that one state there was quite a lot to see, which was really crazy.
Yeah, I can't.
California is a beautiful state.
Yeah. When personally between you and I, when are those videos coming out? Because I'm really interested.
When are they going to come out? I'm not sure yet because I'm kind of stuck in this uh you know, a lot of times when we do our travel videos, like we always have commentary to say like while we're there, right? So it's more of like a vlog. But just doing some of the stuff that we did, I almost kind of want to really sit down and digest it and go through the video and probably break it up a little bit more than what we had originally intended. So
Right.
it and not to mention then we're going to be traveling every single weekend. So it
True.
it might be a while. But hopefully not
Darn.
super long. So hopefully not. So
Right.
yeah, well, welcome back, everybody, to the Goldgell Getaways travel podcast. My name is Josh, and each and every week I am joined by my friend and co-host Matt. And yeah, it's I think we've both been pretty busy.
Yeah. Back
And
to reality with the real world of work
right,
and
right.
your travel and
Yeah.
we got to get back in the swing of things. We're almost what's this episode 29 and it's September. We
I
started
know.
this
We
right in the beginning of January.
maybe we need to start doing like multiple episodes a week or something.
Hey, if we can fit it in our schedule.
Probably wouldn't happen.
No.
Um, But welcome back, everybody. If you don't know who Goldgell Getaways is, we are a full-service travel planning agency here to help you plan your next destination vacation, whether it's to Walt Disney World, to Disneyland, or across the pond as everything starts to reopen. And whether you have big kids, small kids, or no kids at all, we've got somebody who can help you start planning your next vacation. And we're authorized Disney vacation planners. So, we know what we're doing when it comes to Disney vacations. So head on over to goldgellgetaways.com to start planning your next vacation today. Maybe not right away today, but maybe
Yeah.
tomorrow. It's 8 o'clock
Contact us
here.
today.
Well, contact us today. Yeah. Of course. Um, awesome. So I think the last podcast that we did was our update of some things that changed with our cruising and stuff, but not much else has changed other than that. So Matt, why don't you take us right into that real
Yeah.
quick?
If you weren't with us last time, Barbados with the boys has been canceled. Unfortunately, due to some scheduling conflicts with myself, we had to kind of nix that cruise. So hopefully we'll be able to revisit the Barbados situation
Yep.
later on down the line, maybe in the 2022. Never know.
You never know.
Maybe we'll skip Barbados and maybe we'll look into the Wonder of the Seas. The information on that just came out
Well,
over the last couple days.
yep.
So with that being said, Barbados is off the table right now, but we still do have some room blocks coming up for February school vacation, April school vacation. That'd be February 19th, 2022. 7-night on the Royal Caribbean Symphony of the Seas out of Miami with stops at Perfect Day, Coco Cay, Antigua, and St. Thomas. And we also have that room block for April vacation as well, starting on April 16th. Room blocks are pretty much discounted rooms that we have on each of those cruises. So if anybody looking to get away, if you remember Laurie, who was on from Royal Caribbean months ago,
Yep.
the big thing Royal Caribbean and a lot of the travel companies are using right now is your hashtag revenge vacation. Look into those. Perfect Day, as you can see, if you're watching this on the screen, great place to go. Can't wait to get back there. Get the bungalow over the water for the day. If you're interested in going, get one of these room blocks. Events at goldgellgetaways.com. April vacation, February vacation. You can just type in room blocks, and we'll have one of our agents reach out to you with some pricing and some ideas on both of those cruises.
Awesome.
I'm going to let you talk about this one, Josh, because then I'm going to add my 2 cents about because obviously you know what I've been waiting on, and I couldn't wait any longer. So I'll let you.
Yeah. So if you guys are interested, if you have never seen the Last Frontier, Alaska, we are doing an Alaskan group cruise next year. This is going to be sailing out of Seattle, Washington on July 15th, 2022. We've got some sea days in there. We have some ports of call as well. So you can check out all kinds of really cool different things that you've probably never seen before. It's going to be a blast. This is going to be our second official group cruise that we have done. And of course, I always have to share. This is from our first group cruise, which would have been 2020 of January. And we had a fantastic time. And it is, I feel like I have to say now.
Here we go.
I know, right? Here it comes.
Everybody watch out. Here it is. Here's the moves. She does the little lasso move, and there's Josh.
Oh my gosh. I feel like I now have to add every time that this plays that the silent disco it has to be required for everybody to attend, and we should just have a dance off.
Oh,
and we'll see whoever wins. That's a great way to break the ice. You know, you just get silly, and you know
that was definitely silly.
But it's a fantastic time. We always have a great time. It's one of the, you know, I know that we haven't done one yet, but I think I can say, even though that we haven't done it yet, it'll be one of the best cruises that you've ever taken before. So send us an email, events@goldgellgetaways.com, and you can put in the subject line Alaska 2022, and somebody will reach out to you.
All right, Josh, this is a bucket list cruise for everybody, and like
it is.
I can't wait for it. And then I'm going to call you out right now, my friend. Like,
I know it was coming.
You knew it was coming, my friend. What?
I know.
Like, do we have any excursions listed yet? Do we have any idea what you're doing? I booked mine because I wasn't going to wait any longer.
We've got so many different things that we could do. It's just I don't know. It's tough to you know, when you have to start thinking about everybody in the group, right? I guess what we want to try to do is make sure that we pick things that everybody might be interested in, and things that we think most people will want to do, or can do for that fact of the matter, because there's no age limit on this cruise or any cruise. So, you know, whether you're a family of 4 and you're bringing your kids that are 2 and 6, or you're, you know, getting into the wiser years, a little older, maybe you might be a little frail. So we're trying to find stuff that hopefully everybody can do if they want to. Of course, nothing is mandatory on our cruise. On the cruise, it's not really our cruise. I don't want to take total ownership over Ovation of the Seas, but you know. So we're definitely going to be doing whale watching of some sort, which will be more than likely, obviously, has to be at a port of call, but we'll get on another boat that'll take us out. And the only other thing that I can say for sure is probably some type of glacier walk, assuming the glacier is still there by the time that we get there. But yeah, so everything else is kind of up in the air. We're not sure yet.
Right.
So, and we might not, we might not pick like every day. We might just kind of leave it for you guys to decide what you want to do.
Yeah, so I kind of went off the chart a little bit, and I'm that person that I couldn't wait any longer.
What'd you book?
I went with the Alaskan. So we booked 3. So we booked it for all 3 of the Alaska days, and we kind of left Victoria, British Columbia as a maybe stay on the ship, maybe go just venture out on our own. We're doing the Alaskan sled dogs and musher camp, which I'm excited about. You get to play with baby dogs, puppies. I'm down. The Wilderness Exploration and Crab Fest. So it's pretty much all you can eat crab.
Okay.
I'm a New Englander. I like my seafood, and it's pretty much more of a wilderness cruise than just a whale watch. And then this is one that I've heard a lot about, and I did a lot of investigating on YouTube. Liarsville Gold Rush Trail Camp and Salmon Bake. So it's pretty much like one of those, like it's an old, they refer to it as like an old gold mine. They got people playing the parts of like characters, and you can Um,
It's like a little show.
yes, it's a
All right.
show.
It's a reenactment.
Yes, that's probably the
Okay.
more
Yeah.
anybody who's up in the New England area like myself. It's probably very similar to Plymouth Plantation, um,
Okay.
where obviously the Pilgrims. I'm really excited about that one because you can get uh, the gold portion of it. You can get the
Okay.
show portion and salmon. That's the thing. So
Okay.
those are my three. You know what I mean? In Royal Caribbean, if anybody who's actually going on that cruise, look into the Royal Caribbean stuff right now. They have some great deals going out there.
Yeah. Drink packages always seem to be going on sale, which is fantastic.
Yes, because we like to drink.
Yeah, we do. Awesome. Well, we will take that into consideration, Matt.
Hey,
But
you don't. You can do whatever you want. You can go.
I still don't know what we're officially going to do yet. We're still figuring it out, but we've got to walk on a glacier. We've got to see whales.
See, that's the thing for me. And I was actually talking to Pam about this the other day. Whale watching is not like my thing. Maybe it's just due to the fact that being in New England, I can pretty much go on a whale watch whenever I feel like it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, but like this Alaska vacation adventure. You know what I mean? The couple days in Seattle ahead of time, the 7-day cruise into Alaska, and then the adventure down into Disneyland. I'm excited for this 2 weeks of madness.
Yeah. Well, I think it's gonna be fantastic. We're gonna have a great time. If you are interested in going, again, send us an email, events@goldgellgetaways.com. You can put in the subject line Alaska 2022, and we'll start getting it all put together for you.
Right.
So, moving on into some topics this week, we've gotten some recent releases. Of information. I think a lot of stuff that people have been anticipating. I know that we've been anticipating personally. And so we're going to go break into that this week and talk all about it, kind of give our thoughts. If you guys have got questions or your own thoughts, feel free to leave them in the comments or send us an email later on. And let's, what do you want to talk about first, Matt? Because
I want to
go
go
a couple of different things.
The one everybody's been waiting for is Space 220. Everybody's waited. They can wait a little bit longer in the show, so we can talk about that a little bit later. Remember that was supposed to open like 2 years ago, and then
I like what you did there.
So I'm going Steakhouse 71.
Okay.
So obviously, Steakhouse 71 reservations just opened up for that yesterday, and that is going to be opening on, if I remember correctly, the 1st, right in line with the 50th anniversary. Yep, doors will open on October 1st for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So if people's not familiar with this is the new renovation of the Wave restaurant at the Contemporary. Josh, I'm a steak guy myself. I'm really excited about this. I know I've looked the menu over, and I think this is going to be a very popular restaurant for one.
Okay.
It's still a little bit of the touch of the Wave. You know what I mean? He was worried about.
Yeah.
Is bacon and eggs going to leave? Are the bacon and eggs going to leave? That's anybody I've talked to, Josh. Like, bacon and eggs going to leave? It's on the menu still. Everybody can pump the brakes. It's still there. The refillable mimosas for breakfast that I know Marianne and myself enjoyed during GoldCon 1.
Yeah.
I think this gives it's a little, I wouldn't call it signature, just below signature. It's going to have a little bit of, what's the word I want to use? Kind of classiness to it.
Yeah, I think they're advertising it as, it's 1971, so it should have a more classic or classier type of feel to it than what the Wave did, which was, I would still say, had a more modern feel to it. Let me see if I can go back just to see some of the pictures. I almost feel like this is kind of breaking the mold of the actual like restaurant.
Right.
And let me see if I can get back to it. But it's just because I don't have it. So, but
What are you looking for?
oh, here we go. This is what I was trying to get back to. I want to see if they had any other like artist renderings of
The inside.
the inside that they may have released.
There's just that
But,
one picture on Disney Parks.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm excited for it. It's something new. It's something that's is it necessarily different? I mean, it's a steakhouse,
Right.
you know. So I think I'm most excited that we're still going to have a lounge,
Right.
because we didn't really eat inside of the Wave to begin with. We really spent most of our time in the lounge area. But
Looking at the lounge bites. I mean, I've been obviously talking about this for the last almost 24 hours.
yeah.
The PB&J chicken wings, sweet peanut glaze, and jelly powder.
That
That's
does sound pretty good.
Yeah. And don't worry, you can get bacon and eggs.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's real. The lounge menu is real solid with that lounge type of food of your chicken wings, your onion rings, loaded macaroni and cheese. I'm excited about it. They didn't offer out really any specialty drink menu yet, did they?
I mean, this is the menu that I have up right now is the lounge menu, which does have some specialty cocktails here.
Ooh, lucky.
And looking at them, it looks like we do have some twists on classic lounge cocktails.
Yeah,
so yeah, I think most of these are going to be new. I think if you've ever watched any of our dining or not dining reviews or our dining reviews, but if you've ever watched our Walt Disney World pub crawls, specifically the monorail crawl where we hit the Wave, we'll go upstairs and hit California Grill. We go to Ohana's, or not Ohana's, sorry, we go to the Poly, and then we will go over to the Grand Floridian. Back in the day, all of those menus had basically the exact same cocktails. And they've kind of slowly started to get away from this, having these copy and paste cocktail kind of menus and trying to create something that is a little bit more specific and it is a little bit more unique. So I'm almost certain, I don't think I've seen this Fig Manhattan before or the Citrus Grove concepts. Obviously, the ingredients in which they're using are very similar and they are being used in other places, but they're twists on different things. So, right. Which I think is really nice. So, I mean, looking at this raspberry gin sour. Oh man, that sounds fantastic. The Citrus Grove concept. I mean, that looks good. So I'm excited. We've got reservations.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm excited for, obviously, as people have heard over the past couple of weeks, we have our convention, our little get together at the end of October. And I was lucky to snag a lunch reservation for one of the days, which I'm excited about.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really good. Let's take a look specifically at the actual lunch menu real quick. Not that it's really going to be any different than the dinner menu, because normally they are the same.
Right. The only thing that I noticed about the lunch and dinner is like it doesn't really offer much of the steak.
Oh yeah, this is interesting. This looks like this is almost we've got the crab cake sliders, a prime rib sandwich, which I'm sure will be fantastic. Their signature burger, which is going to be the Steakhouse 71 stack burger, which looks really good. I think that was an image that was on the other side. A turkey club, grilled cheese. So nothing really here is adventurous. I mean, like this is a classic American fare for the most part.
Right.
So,
and same thing with if you look at the appetizers for lunch, you get French onion soup. So we know Taylor is going to be excited.
Yeah.
Salads, onion rings, shrimp cocktail.
Yeah, and and even just looking at the prices, I'm a little surprised. I would have thought that the prices may have gone up a little bit, but I guess maybe they're still trying to kind of counterbalance with California Grill upstairs.
Right.
So, I think this is going to have a more signature feel to it, but at least the lunch prices aren't what I would consider like a signature. Oh, here we go. Yeah, here's the steak cuts.
See, the good thing with the people we're going with, Josh, we might be able to get that whole lunch menu.
I mean, that's true. We probably could. We could try. We could certainly try.
But
It
like
would be
I like how they have the cuts of steak, and you can get it comes with pretty much one side, and then it comes with a sauce. I don't know if your menu looks a little bit different than the one I have. I have like almost the exact menu. I mean, 6 different cuts of steak.
Yeah. So the menu that's up on the screen right now is from DisneyWorld.com/dining, blah, 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 blah. So this should be I would say like the most official menu, but there are times when this menu could be incorrect and you get the actual restaurant and it's different. But
right.
I do like that it includes a side. Most traditional steakhouses do not include sides. They're normally shareable sides that you have to pay extra for.
Right.
So I think that's actually a pretty good deal. I mean, $38 for an 8-ounce beef tenderloin that comes with a side and one sauce.
Right.
Like that's pretty good.
6, 7 different sauces.
Yeah. Chimichurri. Ooh, yummy, yummy, yummy.
You mean
chimichurri?
A nice whipped horseradish cream. Is that on yours too? Yep.
Yep.
Or something that probably will be pretty good is their signature steakhouse 71 sauce.
I'm interested to see what that is. Yeah. I'm interested to see what that is. So they're doing it. Oh no, not this one. This is different. I'm brushing ahead to Space 220. We'll talk about that here in a minute. But I think this is going to be great. I know a lot of people are excited for it to open up, and I think it's going to be another fantastic addition to all of the restaurants that we have here on Walt Disney World property. So, anything else to add?
I mean, I'm excited about this, but not as excited. I'm more excited. Space 220. Yeah. When we get to that, that's
all right. All right.
And,
Mike is he's a friend of ours. He is a cast member. He's going to I don't know if he's having this preview, but the cast is at least getting a preview of the restaurant and lounge space on the 25th, which is really cool. And if he's allowed to share pictures, normally he does in our Facebook group, so that'll be cool to see.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm excited about this.
William Means wants to talk about the cocktails. We did talk about that a little bit. I'm pretty excited for something a little bit new and different.
Yeah.
So
that's like one of the rare people that want us to talk about drinking, Josh. My whole family brought up the Ohana debacle.
I love that is what it's being referred to now as.
It's like some people posted. Obviously, you guys posted that video yesterday of that. And
yeah.
Someone wrote like, I like how you referred to it as the Ohana debacle. Right now in the middle of the podcast, I will take full responsibility for that whole day.
I mean, it's not like you held me back and forced the drinks into my mouth,
but we'll do two things right now. All right. I was on vacation, so you wanted to make sure I was having a good time.
There you go. Okay.
And 2, I'm a Patreon. So
there you go.
You were trying to keep the Patreons happy.
Exactly. Absolutely. I love it. I will take it.
But Trader Sam's, anybody who hasn't been, get over there. That was so much fun.
Yes.
Our boy Murph, the bartender, and your broken stool.
Spin around and it'll rise. No, it won't. No. Here's a stool for you. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. If like I said, if you have not been to Trader Sam's and it's always been one of those, maybe I'll get to it. Take the time out and try to get over there and spend some time. Yeah. You don't have to. It's obviously they have a lot of alcoholic drinks, but they have some non-alcoholic drinks as well. Mm-hmm. But the atmosphere in there and it's just fun. Like if you're having a bad day and you need to do something, get over to Trader Sam's.
Yeah,
That's the way I look at it.
yeah, that's a really good way to look at it. It is a great place to go if you're having a slightly off day, but also just be prepared that you may be picked at as well. So, you know, in my situation, but I guess maybe you can get joy of laughing at other people,
Yes.
which is what everybody else did as my chair continued to sink
Or
lower.
since it's been about a month now, Josh, we can talk about the guy that's sitting next to us who just ordered a Bud Light.
Oh,
Guys,
that's right.
guys, like if you go to Trader
My
Sam's,
gosh.
do everything in your power to step out of your comfort zone
Yeah.
and don't order just a normal beer,
Yep.
please. That's Matt's tidbit of the day right there.
It's not the place to order a Bud Light, that's for
No,
sure. So,
because we made fun of you the whole time.
all right, let's move on and talk about Space 220, which is opening in 2 days.
Yep. If you want to
14
get exact,
hours,
Josh, it's 2 hours. You got it 2 hours, 14.
41 minutes and 15, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, which looks fantastic. This is an amazing concept. And Matt, I will let you talk a little bit about it first.
I don't even know where to start on this one. So obviously, Josh, can you stop it right there at that photo right there? So the photo, the idea is pretty much you're eating at, do they refer to it as the International Space Station or just up in space?
No, I think this is like its whole separate thing because I think behind like the seconds, is that supposed to be maybe the International Space Station or something like that?
So I actually watched a video on this today. When you get into the restaurant, if you look at that picture that's right below where everybody's around in a circle, it's pretty much you blast off into space. So it looks like you are going up into space. You can look down and you can also look up. And then I have no idea how they're doing this technology wise, and I really don't want to know. I like the magic of it. So they'll blast you all the way up into space, and you pretty much, the restaurant is in some sort of space station up in the galaxy. Man, I think the part about this, Josh, is the anticipation for, I'm not going to say like a little while. It's been years now that it's finally here. I mean, I know they had some issues with some chef issues. Those windows that you can look out into space, and they were having some issues with those as well. But to know the day is right around the corner, and also the first, I think it's week, 10 days, they're only doing walk-ups, which is be very interesting.
That's really crazy that they're doing that.
Right.
And I think
if anybody's interested in booking dining reservations for after that time frame, reservations go up on Monday, the September 20th.
Yep.
Which is pretty much the day they open.
Yep.
So I will say this is also on my GoldCon end of October list. I do not know where I will fit it in my schedule, but I will be eating at this restaurant. What's your feelings on this, Josh?
I'm over the moon with the theming of this place. I think this is going to be.
I like that one, over the moon. Yeah.
Right there. I'm really intrigued by the theming. I think it's going to be amazing. I can't wait to be in the glorified elevator that's going to take us from Earth all the way up into the outer atmosphere of Earth's orbit, basically. I'm gonna play the bad guy today, and I'm gonna say that I'm actually very, very underwhelmed by the menu. I was really hoping that they were going to have some more. Maybe worldly isn't the correct word because we're kind of dealing with space stuff. But I was really hoping that we would have some things that were a little bit more adventurous, a little bit more out there. And I think the issues that they've had with Tiffin's has kind of made them pull back away from that. especially having such a themed signature restaurant inside of the park. Um, so,
Right.
but I think the theming of this place is absolutely amazing. It is going to be full all the time. And it's going to be full all the time because they have a menu that I think people are going to be able to relate to and they're going to know very well. So,
Right.
uh, I mean, really, really pretty much straightforward stuff, cauliflower, calamari, Caesar salad. I mean, they did give them cute
Spacey names.
names,
Yeah.
space greens, which is just a simple salad, short ribs, red snapper, chicken, duck. So really anything that you can find at any of the other restaurants, it's not necessarily kind of out there,
Right.
which is what I would have liked to have seen. But I think that they played it safe specifically for, you know, making sure that they keep this place full probably all the time.
Right. The one thing I did like, Josh, is, and I know some people aren't a fan of this, is they kept it just pretty much one price point. You know what I mean? So it's that $79 per person, and that
Right.
comes with your appetizer or your, as they refer to it, as your liftoff, um,
Right.
an entree, which they call your star course, and then your desserts, which is your supernova sweets. So you mean for $80 pre drink? That's not bad. And then it just pretty much comes down to what are your portion size looking like?
Yes. And I think that's the other thing that I'm a little unsure about. We just did lunch yesterday over at Be Our Guest. Be Our Guest, another fantastic themed restaurant on Disney property in Magic Kingdom. And basically, at this point, all four parks have a very unique themed signature style restaurant, especially with Space 220 coming into Epcot. But that was $62 per person. You did get an appetizer, entree, and a dessert. The desserts were, I think, for the price point, because this is only going to be, maybe about $20 more, a little less than that, 18 or so. The portion sizes were kind of small. Taylor got a steak, and that was probably a 6-ounce steak, which wasn't too bad. I would say that was totally worth it. But I had pork tenderloin, and they were, oh man, they were like literally maybe not much bigger than my eyes, and not very thick. So they were pretty small portions as far as that goes. But again, it's a pretty safe menu. I think a lot of people are really going to enjoy this menu because it's stuff that they can relate to. Blue House salmon, I'm sure is going to be fantastic. They have an 8-ounce filet, which you can do add-ons.
Right.
You can get shrimp or a half lobster, which is an additional charge.
And then if you look under that, Josh, you can add some other stuff to it. Is you can go up to a 24-ounce bone-in ribeye.
Ooh.
Or
coffee space rub.
Ooh.
Interesting. All right.
I mean, and then this is pretty much where they get you a little bit, is on the sides. You know what I mean? You got your fingerling potatoes and your potato wedges and your Brussels sprouts and broccolini.
Right.
I expected maybe a little bit wider variety than those four things.
I'm a little surprised that's kind of how that they're rolling with this, being that it's kind of like this prefix menu. It's not really prefix menu, but it's, you get 3 things all included for the price. I would think that they would have some sides here that would be included with that, and that these would just be upgrades if you wanted to upgrade. But I don't think that that's going to be the case.
Yeah, but it also, like, obviously we're talking real early here, is make sure to look at your course. So like some of them actually already come with like Brussels sprouts. So don't order an extra Brussels sprouts unless you really like your Brussels sprouts.
Right. Let's talk about the cocktails real quick, because I'm getting down to this portion here. I will say that they have done a fantastic job coming up with these names. I'm sure that these, we've already seen some images of some of these drinks, and they look very Instagram worthy, there's no really better way to describe it, I think. The Nebula, which is Maker's Mark, pineapple, honey, passion fruit, bitters, moon dust. I'm excited to see what the moon dust is, and how that's going to work. But Planetary Punch, which is just really just a rum punch.
Right.
Bacardi Silver, Malibu, Blue Curacao, Guava, Coconut. Um, you know, they're going to look cool. And they are also still offering zero proof cocktails as well.
That's a good thing. Does that come with moon rocks? It comes with moon dust and moon rocks.
Right?
Does that mean like
Uh,
rock candy, or does that mean like you get ice cubes?
I don't know. We were just over at why can't I think of it? Waldorf Astoria last night, doing an event with them, and they are using dehydrated violets something, and it looks just like rock candy. It's amazing. Adds a nice little sweetness. Can add some cool colors to your drinks. I would imagine they're probably going to do something similar like that with some of these cocktails. So,
and I'm also looking at this menu. They have a very, or as it says it here, a worldly wine list. Like I'm not the biggest wine drinker, but that's a lot of variety from a lot of different places.
Oh yeah,
a lot of different wineries around the world.
Yeah. This is like I said, I think that this is going to be a slam dunk for them. It's going to be a home run. They're going to have no issues whatsoever filling this restaurant. Not just because of the menu that people can relate to, they know, but because of the amazing theming. I mean, obviously these windows are just large TVs, but I mean the detail that they're going to have to be to really seal the deal on this, because you're not going to be looking outside. So everything has to be very well lit from inside of the building, which is probably going to be a nightmare to film in, but we'll see when we get there.
What do you think Monday is going to look like there?
I think it's going to be a mad rush. I do. I think it's going to be a mad rush. Epcot is full of mad rushes lately. They just opened up Creations Shop and the Coke's, not the Coke store, but help me here, Matt.
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was
the
pulling
Coke's,
up
the Coke store. The oh my gosh, what's it called? Where you go in and you try all the Cokes?
Oh, Club Cool.
Club Cool, yeah. So Club Cool just reopened, and of course, Ratatouille's been running, or Remy's Ratatouille Adventure has been running, and they've been doing annual pass. What's that?
Sometimes it seems like it's
oh yeah. I mean, it's I mean, I won't spoil it from anybody, but I think everybody knows at this point it's a trackless ride.
Right.
Very similar to oh my gosh, I cannot think tonight.
Mickey and Minnie's.
Mickey and Minnie's or Rise of the Resistance.
Which we'll talk about next. We forgot about we'll talk about that coming up too.
Oh yes. Let's talk about that, because that is actually pretty big.
Josh, can you do me a favor? Can you just pull up the lounge menu real quick? Have you take a pic of this one?
Yes. The lounge menu for Space 220. Right.
Yes. I think this is a very good lounge menu.
Here we go.
I'm not sure exactly how the lounge fits into the demographic of the restaurant, but really a big fan of just, I mean, those. Everybody likes deviled eggs. You can't go wrong. Obviously they're not.
Yeah.
And then,
oh my gosh, $34 for a New England lobster roll. That better be a pretty decent sized lobster roll.
That coming from New England, that is not a surprise right there.
Oh my gosh.
The price of the lobster.
That's true. That is true.
I mean, I think like if you're up in the air about like trying this restaurant, I think this might be a good starting point.
Well, I'll say this: it's going to be harder. It's going to be more difficult to sit in the lounge than it will be to actually sit in the restaurant, because I think it's a little bit more kind of easygoing. You don't really have to sit down and spend a bunch of money, right? You're not going to be spending $60 or $80 per person. So
unless everybody wants a lobster roll.
Well, I mean, you might still, yeah, especially with cocktails. But I would bet that starry calamari. They've got fried cauliflower, chicken on waffle, the short rib sliders, which I'm sure going to be fantastic. White cheddar cheese, sriracha aioli. Oh man, that sounds fantastic. And then, the Astro deviled eggs. So, and then we've got the same exact cocktails that are on the actual dining menu. So you can, you can still get everything the same, which is always nice. But
Yeah,
cool.
I'm excited about this. I'm really hoping I'm able to score a reservation when they become available on Monday.
Yeah, Lindsay is also kind of underwhelmed with Space 220, taking a long time to get the opening date. I mean, they've had a lot of issues with it. So, like I said earlier, I don't know if Lindsay, if you heard, but I mean, my biggest underwhelming thing was just the menu. It's a fantastic menu. Don't get me wrong. But I think I was just kind of really hoping for something that was going to be a little bit more adventurous, because I love trying new things. But of course, you've got the rest of World Showcase, I guess, to explore your
Yeah,
palette likeness.
I think it's just
Making stuff
everybody's
up.
idea of the wait. And I mean, when was this officially supposed to open?
Last
Fall,
year, I
last
think,
fall, and
yeah.
then it delayed and delayed, and then this is
I
the
mean, it
menu.
was it was rumored to have been done for like the last 6 months. Like it's
Right,
just been sitting there. And of course, Disney still is having an issue getting
staffing.
cast members back. Yeah, with staffing. They just not that people don't want to work. There's physically not enough people here to fill positions. So that has been their biggest issue. And them restarting the college program has helped immensely because now it seems like every single attraction we go to get on is being run by several college kids. So, but yeah. So, what do we go to next?
Let's talk about, because obviously Rise of the Resistance with the news that came out yesterday. We'll talk about that on the back end so we don't get off the food topic because both Josh and myself love food. Let's
Where
talk
are we going?
dessert parties.
Oh
Let's
yes.
talk the return of the firework dessert parties starting on October 3rd.
Go ahead, take
So
it away. I'm looking it up for the webpage. I forgot that one.
oh, sorry, my bad. So
Oh, you're
pretty much
good.
so the return of the dessert fireworks parties is going to be starting on October 3rd in the Magic Kingdom. If you have not attended one of these before, they're a fantastic event. They take place in the Tomorrowland Terrace, and they have all kinds of great desserts, sweet and savory. Um, and what is also included in it, or it has in the past, beer and wine for guests over the age of 21, which is a great deal. The only thing is, it is a little bit of a pricey event, but it does get you a great spot for the fireworks. Um, and like here it says like dip strawberries, butterscotch pudding, and a variety of cheeses um, made by the pastry chefs in the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
Uh, this is something that I know a lot of people have been looking forward to coming back, and I think they actually a lot of it went on sale this morning. Um,
Yeah.
so I'm curious on what availability looks like. Um,
I
Josh, you've done the dessert parties.
we
What's your take on them?
I
Obviously, I know
I
you're not a big dessert guy. I get we everybody in the world knows you're not a big dessert guy.
I mean, if this is all, I mean, I hate to be negative, Nancy, um, but if I'm just trying to think of how I want to say this. Dessert parties are great. Let me just start with that. It is just like you mentioned, Matt. It's a fantastic way for you to have prime seating to watch the fireworks on display in Magic Kingdom, and when they start coming back over at Epcot, you get prime seating in those locations as well. Um, but just be prepared that really the desserts that you're seeing here, that's really going to be kind of all that you're going to get. Um, the
Right.
beverages, though, that is a nice addition, of course. Um, and I think it's just something that you kind of have to weigh with your family. Is it something that you want to spend the money on? I think a lot of people are going to really start having to take into account a lot of the additional things that we're going to be paying for, especially with Lightning Lane and Genie Plus coming. So, um, but if you really been wanting to watch the fireworks and you want to have a place where you do not have to be standing shoulder to shoulder, because let me tell you what, it
It's
is.
It's snug.
pretty bad sometimes, especially being in that hub area and on Main Street.
And
You know
especially,
what?
Josh, with the 50th coming up, it's going to be
Yes, I mean it's a
real
brand new
tight.
fireworks show.
Right.
So it's going to be swamped for a while with a lot of people trying to see the show. So it's a fantastic way just to kind of take a break from the crowds, eat as much sugary sweets as you want, drink as much as you can, and have a good time. And usually the park is still open afterwards, so you can do this and then go back in and ride some rides and go back to your resort.
And it's looking like it's about $114 for an adult, and then like 100. No, sorry, not 100. 69, just straight up
Yeah.
$69 for children ages 3 to 9.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it is a little bit of a little bit of a little bit out of your pocket a little bit, but it really just depends on your wanting a great spot for the fireworks. Are you going to eat a lot of desserts?
Right. And I think something else that is worth noting, to my knowledge, the way that this has been done in the past, this could have changed. So please, nobody rake us over the coals or me specifically. But I don't know that they really do any major accommodations for food allergies.
I don't think so either.
Back in the day when we went with Taylor's family, her cousin has a severe tree nut allergy, very, very severe tree nut allergy. And as I recall, he still could not eat anything there. So, just keep that in mind and look into it. Maybe they do now. I don't know. That's something that we can definitely find out because we do have some agents that are, kind of specialists in that kind of area of expertise in planning vacations, specifically for Disney with food allergies. But just keep that in mind. So,
Right,
but,
and it looks like they're doing 2 portions of a dessert party too, Josh. If you scroll that page down a little bit, scroll.
oh.
There we go, right
Which
there,
one? Oh,
right there.
gotcha.
So you can see they do a pre-party. So I'm assuming that's probably obviously pre-fireworks, and then if you kind of want to venture out a little bit and kind of get your own spot for the fireworks, and then enjoy some delectable sweets and some beverages, they also offer an after party option too.
Yeah, and this the pre-party is only $100 per person and $59 for kids. Let's see what the after party's like. Is there a DJ involved? Check-in starts 60 minutes prior to Disney Enchantment, which is the new spectacular coming to Magic Kingdom. Same thing, it's $100. And after the fireworks, you'll be escorted back to Tomorrowland Terrace restaurant, where you'll discover a host of 50th anniversary themed desserts. So, so this one, I guess, is right afterwards,
right
after party. So, but yeah, these will be coming back. Something similar will be coming back to Epcot as well. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't make sense that they wouldn't. They used to have, I think, like 2 different ones over at Epcot, like
there was a Frozen one,
and I think sometimes they may have had another one. So,
and then
cool.
one we forgot about, Josh. So if you back up that screen just on one, the celebration at the top, which is the 50th Flavors and Fireworks Disney Contemporary Resort, starting on October 2nd. Did you lose it?
Where was it at?
Right
here.
Yep. I mean, I think that's a more of an adult version, obviously, due to the fact that it's actually ages 21 plus. So what it does is offers you pretty much what it looks like hors d'oeuvres, drinks, and you get some fireworks involved. And it's where are we looking price wise? You're looking at about 129.
Yeah, $129 per person plus tax and gratuity.
I mean, so if you don't have a park reservation for that day or something to that extent, you don't want to go into a park, and you're just in a group of adults, this might be something that piques your interest.
What I would tell you is Taylor and I have done this before, And we had a fantastic time. We did this one year for her birthday, not the exact same thing as what this is. I think it was called something slightly different. But it was a fantastic time. It's not. It's normally contained within like a smaller room, so it's not overcrowded with a bunch of people. And they will block off. If you don't know, California Grill has the outside viewing area for the fireworks, but
Right.
just behind that is another wing that goes off of the Contemporary, and that is usually blocked off for this private event when they have it. So you can walk out and still get an amazing view of the fireworks. You're not competing with everybody over at California Grill. And the food is really good. It's fantastic. It's coming from California Grill. But I will note this because this did happen. It didn't happen to us, but it happened to a family when we went to this. There was a dress code, and they do have a dress code listed on here. Make sure that you dress appropriately because they will not let you in if you don't follow that dress code, or they're going to ask you to go back and change. And if you're not staying at the Contemporary, that's going to be a real big bummer, or you're going to have to go downstairs and buy clothes. So I think it was like they try to, there's a family that came in, the guy was wearing a t-shirt, athletic shorts. His wife had basically like a spaghetti strap tank top. And I don't remember what the kids were wearing, but they're like basically like you're gonna have to go change. So and they must have been staying there because they went back and they changed and they were back in like maybe 15 minutes. But
Yeah.
if anything, I would recommend this. So
Yeah, places like this, Josh. Like anything time I hear dress code, I just think whatever I'd wear to golf.
okay, yeah. I mean that's a good.
Except what I wore last time when we golfed. I'm sure that probably was not.
No, I think that was fine, right? Well, I mean, it was a little out there.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta
But
distract people.
I mean, nice shorts, polo shirt, sure.
Yeah.
Why not? They say jeans are acceptable as long as they're in good condition. So
yeah, no holy jeans.
It looks so good. Oh yeah, there it is. Oh, that sushi. It's making me hungry right now as I look at it. Oh, look at all those desserts. Oh my!
But you're not a dessert guy, and your camera went out.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, you were doing so good.
There, I'll fix it here in a second. Hold on. Let me look at these desserts. There might be one on here that I would do. This one looks like a cheesecake.
Nothing wrong with cheesecake.
Wait, maybe
the one with the strawberry. Yeah, that's
this. Yeah. All right, hold on one second.
Yep.
Go ahead, take it over, Matt. Take it over, Matt. Run with it. Run with the show.
Run with the show,
Matt.
So I'm going to talk about this one a little bit more. I'm curious. Are they doing this every night? I'm actually going to just pull it up on my site real quick to see what they give it as options and availability. Let's see. It is no. It's not going to be every night. So it looks like it's going to be Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays only. And that right now is they're only taking bookings all the way until November 16th. So if you're looking to get involved in the start of the 50th anniversary and want to attend a little bit upscale, fancier fireworks evening, not inside the park, try to jump on this sooner than later, because I'm assuming this is going to be a very popular item, like Josh has said. Yeah, pretty much. I'm looking right now, Josh. There's a very minimal date. It's a lot of sold out dates already
for this right here.
Yeah.
It was I think when we booked it, I think it was at least a month out, I think, from Taylor's birthday whenever I had booked it. It might have been a little bit further out than that. I can't honestly remember for sure, but
and like I told people, Josh, they're only taking reservations for this right up until November 16th, and that's it right now.
Okay.
So
yeah. So
I'm actually going to click on the 16th right now, see if they. Yeah, I've got a feeling this might already be sold out.
It very possibly could be. Again, this is
and I'm sure it's still limited in spacing due to the code regulations.
I mean, that could be the case, but it is, again, it's not in California Grill. It's back in these. I'm trying to remember what the name of the rooms are, but they're not big rooms. Um, they're really kind of like for smaller uh, venues. I know they use them sometimes for like smaller receptions from
Right.
weddings. So not a lot of people can get in there to begin with. So it goes quickly. But all right, what else we got?
Oh, we're going to talk about the rise of the resistance drama that has come up over the last
Which
24 hours.
I'm a little surprised that it's. I mean, I guess explain to me where people are losing it at.
They're concerned these lines are going to be hours long. I think that's what people are thinking right now.
Well, okay, so this is my thing. I'm hopeful that they are, because I think that this will prove the point. Because people have been really ever since the reservation system got released. So if you don't know what we're talking about, Rise of Resistance is like the greatest attraction that's been opened up in Orlando and in Florida. And Disney's been running it as a reservation based
Virtual queue.
system,
Right.
virtual queue, basically. But at 7 o'clock in the morning with your park reservation, you have to be on the app and book a boarding pass basically for this attraction. And people have been complaining that the system's not fair, that it doesn't work, they can never get on it. And it is unfortunate that some people do have a difficult time with it, but it is by all means the most fair, I think, way to handle this attraction. And people have been asking for a standby line, and this might not happen just because the parks are not crazy busy right now. But people have been asking for the queue line to just be a standby queue line, and they're going to get it. And hopefully it is an extremely long line where, people might waste 3 or 4 hours of their day standing in this queue line when you could have just had 3 or 4 hours riding other things in the park. So,
And I'm just trying to go off like memory, Josh, because obviously when you get the virtual queue, you kind of just spit yourself right through there and then you're pretty much in the ride. Do they have that much space to really have a standby line right now of
there,
of this capacity, which is could be a lot of
I,
people starting on that 23rd.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they do or not. I mean, there is a lot of switchbacks that they can do. But I would not be surprised if we see that queue line coming back out and over towards, um, what is it called? Grand Central area, the
Yeah.
Muppets area, basically. Um, but I mean, it's unfortunate that, like, I will say that it is. I would be upset if I'm going on vacation and I was expecting it to be a boarding pass. I would rather it being boarding pass. But I think that this is just going to kind of prove the point to everybody that the virtual queue line system works, and it's gonna stay in effect once they do this little trial
Right.
period thing.
And
So
I think this trial is going to really start to lead into the opening and the start of Genie Plus over the next, I'm going to say 2 weeks. That's just my
yeah, I mean, I guess so.
uneducated guess a little bit. The
What were they saying is the time frame? I'm
fall.
trying to remember.
Yeah, it
What's
was.
that? No,
They
not
said,
Genie Plus.
oh,
For Rise,
Rise. It's going to start on September 23rd, and they're
and then
just
go.
referring to it as a pause. They're not saying it's like stopping forever. It's just a pause of the virtual queue. So
Yeah, that's interesting. Well, hopefully it doesn't stay that way. Hopefully it's not going to be something where the only way you can get a boarding pass is to do it through the Genie Plus app, because that would be very, very unfortunate.
but now people are going to be rope drop and rise. This kind of opens up some other opportunities to rope drop some other, I mean, I love rise just as much as everybody else, but after you've been on it 3 times my last 3 trips, because I've
Right.
been lucky to get on it through virtual, maybe I try to rope drop Slinky or like Mickey and Minnie, which that's usually my rope drop if I get Rise of the Resistance. So this
Right.
might kind of disperse the lines a little bit more, because usually the
Okay.
lines for Slinky Dog do get, that's usually everybody's um, rope drop, in my opinion, at Hollywood Studios. Mickey and Minnie kind of spits more people out, in
It does.
my opinion.
Yep.
So Slinky does kind of get backed up quickly. So I think people cut that line in half, and most of them might go towards Rise. So I'm going towards Slinky Dog now. I'm taking a
I
right
mean,
instead of a left.
I mean, there's no doubt that I think, especially in the start of the day, in the beginning, when the park opens up, if you get there, if you're not going to be going to Rise, you definitely have a lot more opportunity to do a lot of other stuff.
Right.
So you're definitely right about that. It will open up a lot of opportunities for a lot of other people. But
See, the only thing I can
you
see,
know,
Josh, with the Rise of the Resistant line getting so long, and this just might be me, and obviously we talked about our adventures in drinking. It gets you almost back to where baseline tap house would be, so you can get yourself a flight of beer while you wait in line.
I
And a
mean, that's a good
charcuterie
point too.
board, you just stand in line and
That's a good point.
enjoy it.
That's a good point. Yeah. Um, I don't know. I'm definitely all for boarding passes. I do see some people are commenting saying they think the line is way better. Unhappy guests who couldn't get boarding passes, which I do. I mean, I understand. I get that it is tough, but
I do like the process how they changed. Originally, you had to be in the park in the morning to do
right.
it.
And I think that's so much better that you don't have to be.
Right. When you could do it literally from your resort, you could do it from pretty much wherever as long as you had that park pass for
Yeah.
that. So at least they made that upgrade to that. So
yeah, I mean, I would
this being a
really
pause,
hope.
I'm sure this is just a testing process as they get ready for the release of Genie Plus and Lightning Lane.
And I mean, and that is also a possibility, right? I mean, I think when they release Genie Plus, it's really gonna, they might be struggling with the app. And this actually makes perfect sense now that I think about it. They may be pausing this because they might be afraid of running into a lot of issues with people trying to get boarding groups at the same time that Disney Plus or Disney Genie gets launched, having so many issues with the app. So this actually makes a lot of sense. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do see Genie Plus launch right around the corner of when they start doing this as a standby. So, but I will stick with my guns and say that I think boarding passes are better. I would rather risk not getting a boarding pass and hopefully get one and still be able to go do other things in the park rather than sit 3 hours in a queue line to ride this. And guess what? It's probably going to go down. And if it goes down and you're in the standby line, they're not going to give you a fast pass. So don't think that that's something that'll happen. So
there's a lot of tweaking to this, and people. I know Disney's kind of got the. I'm not going to say the black eye recently with the prices going up and stuff like this. Bear with them. Bear with them. It's getting ready for the 50th. The 50th is going to be amazing. Genie Plus, I think, is going to eventually work out. It might be a little glitchy in the beginning, but I think it's going to work out in the long run. And just kind of roll with the punches. I think that's the way I look at it a little bit. Don't let just some little things just bring down your vacations.
Yeah. I mean, there's especially with the launch. I mean, there's going to be things that are going to happen. So if something comes up and you're using the application, take a screenshot of it, show it to a cast member. They're going to help you. They're going to be more than helpful during this process. So, yeah, I think it'll be good. But please bring back not paid for boarding passes. So, yeah. All right. We want to move on to
I'm gonna let
Candlelight.
Yeah, if you want to take this one real quick, because my computer's not up and running for this one.
Sure. So if you guys haven't heard, the Candlelight Processional will return November 26th for the Epcot International Festival of the Holidays. Which, speaking of, what day is Thanksgiving on this year?
Thursday, like always, or do you mean like
obviously, so
it's the 26th?
Oh, it's the 25th. Oh my gosh, this Disney has ruined my Thanksgiving for like the last 2 years. I've had this amazing tradition since we moved here, where Festival of the Holidays, Thanksgiving fell in Festival of the Holidays. They started it just early enough to include Thanksgiving, and it was fantastic. I love how I asked what day it was, and like Lindsay also just commented the 25th. I mean, I know I meant like no. Yeah, it's a Thursday. Never mind.
She's
Anyways,
right. I was the one.
She's right. Yeah. But I used to do this thing. I loved it. It was like my Thanksgiving dinner because Taylor's always working on Thanksgiving. So I'm usually by myself because I'd have the day off. And so I would go to the American Adventure Pavilion and I'd go back to the festival kitchen, and I would have a traditional Thanksgiving meal, which was like, turkey, stuffing, gravy, mashed potatoes. I think it's like some cranberry sauce, which I could take it or leave it. And this is now going to be the third. This will be the second year that it doesn't fall on it. But I digress. Candlelight Processional is a fantastic little show if you've never seen it before. And they always do it in, what's the theater called? I'm trying to think. American Gardens Theater.
Yep.
With a live orchestra, a cast choir, and normally a celebrity narrator they get all kinds of people, which is really cool. And it looks like dining packages will also be available. So I would recommend you do it with a dining package, because then you're guaranteed to have seating and you don't have to wait in the crazy long line to hopefully sit down. So, but it's good. I wouldn't say it's something that you have to do every vacation, but if you've never done it before, give it a shot.
It's a good experience.
Yeah, for sure. What else we have, Matt?
I think that was it, because if people didn't realize, we kind of winged this a little bit this week.
We did, for sure.
We're getting good at that.
We are. We're getting better at it. Yes. Yeah. So, well, boy, I don't know. What are we going to be talking about next week? Next week will definitely not be on Friday. It's got to be a different day of the week, because I will be traveling for work purposes. But yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll just kind of.
I think it's like we can talk Margaritaville finally. You know what I mean?
Yes,
I know we've been wanting to talk about. If people don't remember, I spent a week down at Margaritaville, Orlando, in one of the cottages towards the end of August, and Josh, myself, and some of the other agents, we were lucky enough to get some touring of the rental resort properties, and we can talk a little bit about those other resorts as well. But I'll give my firsthand experience of renting a cottage at Margaritaville.
Yeah. You took a lot of really crystal clear pictures, right? Oh boy.
So if people don't understand, that's Josh's way of throwing a little jab at me, because my camera is awful due to the fact that
don't worry, I'll pull the pictures.
I don't
I'll pull the pictures for next week. All right. And then we'll see it. We'll see the evidence.
Yeah, we'll talk all kinds of Margaritaville. Time in the cottages, we both, Josh and myself, and some of the agents toured the resorts. Yeah. I rented a cabana. We'll talk about that as well.
Cool. Awesome. Stay tuned, I guess. It might be on the kind of whim of when we're going to do it, as we try to figure out the schedule for next week. But yeah. Matt, you want to sign off?
Yeah, like always, make sure to like us on all our social media, YouTube. Make sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Instagram. We are on TikTok as well. We're still looking to get to that big number so Josh and I can do the renegade dance in the Magic Kingdom. No, we're not. We're still not doing that. Okay. Other than that, we're off to plan your next vacation. Have a great
night,
night,
everybody.